Welcome back to Diaries of a Christian Entrepreneur. How are you guys doing today? And do you ever feel really tired? Like, I'm not talking about sleep tired. I'm not talking about I've done so much like exercise, my body hurts, kind of tired, or running around kind of tired. Lately I've just been tired. Like, I know for a fact it's not physically tired. I'm not talking about physically tired, but I feel like I'm mentally tired. So, like, you ever feel like you are doing everything that you possibly can and things aren't working out? You ever feel like you do everything that you're supposed to. You're the good person, right? The good girl, or I went to school, I got the job, I'm raising the kids as best as I can. I'm a really good person, but I still feel like I'm always a step short behind everyone else, or I still feel like I'm not making it, or I'm not successful. I still feel like I am made for more things. I still feel like, what am I missing? I feel like that sometimes. I feel like that lately. Sometimes. So what do I do? What do you do when you feel like that? Well, what I do is prayer. That's what I do, is when I feel lately, since I felt like that, I go to God in prayer. And you want to know the answer that immediately came to me was just to rest, right? I know that's kind of obvious, because obviously if you are physically tired with anything, like, you have a long day with the kids somewhere, right? And you come back and you are really exhausted. Obviously the answer is to get into bed and take a nap or a rest, right? So it's the same thing mentally and emotionally tired, and the answer was just rest. But it wasn't just rest, it was, I actually heard this, rest in me, right? And let's talk about what that means. We know that Matthew 11:28 says, "Come to me, all who are weary and carry heavy burdens, and I will give you," you guessed it, rest. Right? Rest. What is the actual definition of rest? If you look it up, the actual definition of rest is actually to be inactive, right? In order for you to recharge, in order for you to gain back your strength, you actually have to stop whatever it is that you are doing in order to get that strength back, right? In order to get up and go again, right? But it also, by definition, means that you have to leave, right? Rest also means leave it there. That is an actual definition, right? So that in turn means to completely detach yourself from that thing, right? Detach yourself from whatever it is. When we go on vacation, right, we don't take all of our issues to vacation. We never do that, right? When it's time for us to clock out at 5 o'clock, right, and it's our last day, and we're going on vacation the next day, we do not go on vacation thinking about everything that we have to do when we get back. We don't do that, right? We leave it at the door of our workplace, and we go on vacation, right? Not only that, we enjoy ourselves on vacation. We do not think about all the 20, 100 million things that we have to do, or the things at work that we forgot to do before we left, right? Or, I have to send this off to HR. We don't think about that stuff because we have already left it at the door, right? When we walked out. But yet, I feel like I do this, and I feel like we all tend to do that with everything else, right? We make our issues, right? Whenever we're going through something, we make it mean so much about ourselves, and we never take time to rest and leave it at the feet of Jesus, right? We never really do that. We take on so hard everything that has come at us. Not only that, right? Obviously, things are going to make us upset or sad and all those things, but not only that, we take it to mean something about ourselves, right? My business is failing. I must not be smart enough. I can't find a job. I must not be skilled enough, right? My kids are acting up. I must be a terrible parent, right? I can't find a spouse, right? What is wrong with me? And sometimes, I'm not saying all the time, okay? Because there's always room for growth in us. But a lot of times, the issue will be resolved if we just rest, right? And rest does not only mean to stop and be inactive and absolutely do absolutely nothing. It means to rest, stop, and then leave it, because it actually says that, and then leave it, right? So where are we going to leave it? Obviously, we are leaving it at the foot of Jesus. We are actually giving it away to God, right? Which I think is really, really interesting. I believe that rest is equal to content, right? Rest is equal to content. The story of Jonah, everyone knows that story. And I think it's interesting that in the boat, when the wind and the waves, everything was going crazy, the guys in the boat are freaking out. They are saying, well, I don't know what happened. They're praying to their own gods. They don't know what to do. And they go to wake up Jonah because he is asleep in all the mess, right? How could you be asleep? He is at rest in everything that is going on. This is a chaotic situation. It wasn't just like a little thunder or lightning in the sky or something like that. This was a full-on winds, waves, breaking, people trying to hold on to the boat, fearing for their lives, throwing off things because they are afraid, right? They think this is going to be their last day on earth, right? This is a serious, serious situation. And someone on the boat, Jonah, is at rest. Why? Because he is fully content, right? To him, right? This was his state of inactivity. Not just that, because that's easy, right? Some people drop to sleep anywhere. You know people like that. But it's not only that. He was content in that he thought he had gotten away with what he was doing, right? He was content with his decisions. What if we were like Jonah not in that way, how bad it sounds, but what if we were actually content in everything that we do? What if we were content in all the issues, just like the sea was roaring, just like the terrible situation, the chaos that is our lives sometimes, right? All the issues that we go through, all the pain and the bad things that happen to us. In the midst of all of that, what if there was content, right? Right? What if there was a pause, a rest, and then, this is still all the same definition of rest, and then we leave it at the foot of Jesus. We would be absolutely content. And most of the time, or some of the time, that is when situations resolve itself because you have rested. You did all you can do. You do not, just like when you go on vacation, start worrying every 5 minutes about that situation. You don't do that. You absolutely stop, pause, rest, leave it, right? And then you are completely content. Why? Because you know the situation is going to work out itself, right? You know that God is in your corner. You know all of those things to be true. What if we, life is so tiring sometimes. What if we paused and stopped and committed to actually resting, right? Meaning everything I just said, not just taking a nap. Meaning, what if we actually stopped, right? Took it to Jesus in prayer, right? And actually were content enough to say, I'm leaving it here. You do, your will be done. You know what's best for me. I know it is always working out for my good, right? What if we said that to ourselves? I feel like that will be the best thing that could possibly happen for us when we are tired, right? And like I said, I've been tired lately, right? And when I pray, that's the answer that just keeps coming is rest. Rest in me. Rest, rest, rest. And I'm still worrying, still just like humans do, right? Still worrying, still asking all these questions. And it's like, yeah, but I told you to rest and you're still not doing it, right? Right? You're still worrying, you're still wondering, you're still contemplating on the same issue that was there yesterday, right? What if you just rest like I told you to, right? So that is the question that I just have for you today. What if we just rest? Rest in everything that that means, in the entire meaning of that word. What if we just rested in him? How would things change? How would the perspective change, right? How would things look to us then? Right? You can tell me your thoughts and your comments below.